In the season finale of Food Finders, we've flown to Hong Kong and we have a special guest to guide us to some hidden spots. Watch this if you want to find the best Hong Kong food just like a local. Food Finders! This is the final episode, season finale of Food Finders. We are clearly not in Singapore.
We are in Hong Kong. The last time I came to Hong Kong was in 2015. How about you, Seth?
Probably before COVID.
Since both of us are so rusty about Hong Kong, right? Why don't we find a local to bring us around for good food?
Come on in!
Hello! Thanks for having me! Hey everybody, my name's Virginia and I'm a licensed food tour guide in Hong Kong and I run a company called Humid with a chance of fish bowls. It's like the weather in Hong Kong and we specialize in food and cultural walking tours and also mahjong classes. Oh, and we also make Instagram and YouTube videos.
What to you defines Hong Kong cuisine?
A blend of a lot of different things. It has a good synergy between the old and the new, the East and the West influences.
When is the perfect time to come to Hong Kong?
I would say about like November to December, just because it's not as hot, it's much cooler. We can also define Hong Kong as being very noisy. We are gonna go back to what I feel like is old school Hong Kong, that nostalgic Hong Kong that's much harder to find nowadays. So we're gonna go back in the past.
Let's head on to our first place.
We are now situated at the foot of our highest mountain in Hong Kong, which is Tai Mo San, located at 957 meters above sea level. Behind us is Duen Kee, and we're gonna do some dim sum. It is completely self-serve, all the way from getting your tea, washing your dishes, to getting your own dim sum.
Wait, did you say wash your own dishes as well?
Yes.
What? Let's go check it out. I can't wait to wash my own dishes.
So we got like pu and then xiang pian.
Actually, this thing is to grab all the utensils that you need. Then we need to go and grab our tea. So this is the teapot, and then you can put in the tea that you want.
So you put the leaves directly into the teapot?
The first pour is just to warm up the tea and to warm up the teacup. And then we don't want to waste that hot water. So we'll pour it into here, and this is what we'll use to wash our dishes. Yeah. So now you can fill it again with water, and this time we'll drink this one. Now it's time for you to grab your own dim sum. Oh, something you should have here is one of these tea cakes. Inside is a Chinese herb called gai xi tang, like chicken poop. It's like the translation.
Chicken poop.
What? Are you ready for
The
some
Chinese.
chicken poop? Yeah.
Sure, that's right. Food is here.
Should we try the dog poop first?
Gai xi tang. But
It's chicken poop.
I use chicken poop to power my farm.
I think the specific name for it is called Chinese fever vine herb and root. It's like a mochi. It's a Hakka dish, and this village is a Hakka village.
Okay. It's all stuck together.
The balls are stuck together.
Balls.
The texture is like a mochi. There's a very light, smoky taste at the back. Do you like it?
Does not taste like chicken poop. Oh, so good.
The prawns are chewy, meat is fresh.
I like the skin is not too thick as well. It's very meaty, right? So you get more meat to skin ratio.
It's like the traditional style where the pork is like quite thick, and then it probably has a little bit of the fat as well, so it gives it all this texture.
You still get like chunks of pork.
This is freshly fried, so shall we try this? This is ham shui gao. It's like minced pork, and on the outside it's deep fried, but also they use probably like glutinous rice, so it's chewy.
It reminds me of fried yam bowl, but instead of the yam is the mochi texture.
It's not too sweet as well.
So you have to eat the watercress here because this village, Chuen is famous for the watercress. Also because they say the water here is really pristine and clean, so it grows really delicious watercress.
And they grow this just like outside the field there. The ferment is a lot stronger than I thought.
Because we love fuyu, so I love it. So the tip is, even if you don't understand Cantonese, when something goes on the speaker, it means that something has just come out or they want you to move your card.
I'm excited to try the beef zhuchang. I think in Singapore you don't normally get beef rice. Maybe like the char siu and prawn.
Very rare.
I can't taste as much beef though.
I must say though, the skin is really very good.
Skin is very good.
Silky, smooth.
It's got a nice like rice flavor almost, like a very fragrant, nice subtle flavor.
Are you reserving your stomach space?
I am. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon.
This one quality in Hong Kong is just so different.
How is it in Singapore?
No. The style is similar, but like the quality is just so different. I can just go to any random dim sum restaurant in Hong Kong and it'll probably be better.
When you come here to eat dim sum specifically, you're eating the old Hong Kong, that nostalgia, you know, that village feeling. Like the ambience is so cool here.
Do they make their own like the bao itself?
Oh, even the bao is homemade.
Yeah.
Even the texture of the bun is much different from Singapore.
I think because it's colder now, it's a little bit like more dense. If we ate it hot, it'd be fluffier.
Congee look good. There's like century egg, there is salted egg, pork as well. Oh my god, everything's so good here.
Just the way I like it, thick, flavorful. Apparently Virginia is not a fan of congee.
But this is a damn good congee.
This tastes like what would be served in a high-class restaurant in Singapore.
Wow. Last but not least, the tofu pudding is also a must-have because they use the mountain water here.
Water.
It's Tao Hui time. As soon as they put it in your mouth, it melts in your mouth like instantly. It's not too sweet. That's why you ask us to put a lot of sugar in.
Yeah, because it's not sweetened at all. So don't go heavy-handed with like the sugar. Sometimes people put like a ginger syrup, but theirs is just like a simple syrup. And their tofu is not like the super silky and smooth. It's a little bit firmer.
Yeah, you can taste like a bit of like the coarseness. It's a very homemade feel. I think it's a great start as the first spot. A very unique experience. You get the scenery, the pure air, the pure water, and all the handmade goodness. We're gonna head off to the second spot of the day, which is also
another village.
Oh, we're going to another village. Oh, more villages, right? We're just hanging out in the villages today.
We're in another village, Tseng, and what is it most famous for? Roasted goose. And they are one of the last remaining licensed restaurants to use charcoal.
This family-run business is 66 years old, and they first started out as a very humble mini joint in the countryside.
So you need a license to use charcoal, to cook with charcoal?
Yes, because it's like quite hard to control the fire and things like that. There's only a few that's left in Hong Kong.
Okay. Goose is something that you can't find in Singapore. It's like a better duck.
Fatter.
Do you think we could see the charcoal cooking later?
It is now operated by the second and third generation. I am friends with the third generation. Let's go try to find him inside the restaurant. Oh, hey, Jason! I think we're in luck because I heard that the best time to try Chinese barbecues is during September to December. Is that correct?
Yeah. In the summer, it's really hot. So the goose is usually thin. They sweat a lot and they don't really want to move. In the winter, it's cooler, but then it's too cold. They don't really want to move. So in this time, it's more balanced. The meat texture is a little bit better.
And here comes the food.
Let's feast!
Not gonna lie, when I first saw the goose, right, it looks like the whole goose. Actually, it's only half. Look at the size.
And look at the skin, it's so glowing, glistening with the oil. We also have the goose intestines, right? This lai fan that you are so insistent to order. What is it actually?
Well, it's kind of the noodle that we always pair with goose, and also it's the soup because all of the bones left over, maybe scraps and bits and bobs, and the neck they will use to make the soup broth.
Do we have the neck here?
That's the beak, the half of the head. You can try the brain.
God.
They might not have like the crispiest skin here, but it's the flavor of the meat and the skin that's really nice here. If you get the ones that are closer to the bone, it's gonna be even tastier because it's closer to the marinade. So each part will be different. That's why I insist on either getting a half or a quarter.
But there's such a nice separation of like, you can see skin, you can see the fat, and then you can see the meat.
I feel that the plum sauce cuts down the richness of the goose.
Probably the best goose I've had.
You know, in Singapore, I love to eat the skin of the roast duck, but I find that roast goose is so much better.
It's so much better.
It's a bigger bird.
Oh, you like big birds, eh?
Texture-wise, it reminds me of a very, very thick vermicelli. Oh, the broth is so good. The sauce is really, really very good.
It's like a sweet and sour but
Yeah,
spicy.
like a sweet and sour sauce.
There's no funky taste at all. I must say this is really very good.
Interesting, it's quite unique. I like goose intestine. It's pretty okay.
The goose liver is prepared by my aunt. She needs to hand pick the liver. Like she has to feel it to choose the right livers. After she chooses it, she needs to use different temperatures to slowly cook it to maintain the hygiene. It's a little different to how the French like Caesar the foie gras. It's marinated with Chinese rice wine.
Oh, you can smell the rice wine.
It's very creamy.
They didn't overcook it as well. The fragrance from the Chinese wine, it's an amazing taste.
I think it has less of a liver taste too because of the wine kind of like spices it up. Wait, and then are we gonna try the brain? This is even more precious than the liver. Brains united.
Oh.
It tastes like liver.
It tastes like pate.
Oh yeah, pate.
Can't taste like pate. I feel like this is the best goose I've had so far.
I had it in Taiwan as well, but I think the goose here is better. Yeah, so much better.
But definitely worth a visit. I think Michelin kind of got it right. Sometimes they don't always, but here, definitely I think it's really worth it. So we are back in the city, and where have you brought us?
I brought you to Sam Shui Bo, and we are right in front of Lao Sam Ge, which is most famous for bamboo pole made noodles.
How does the bamboo make it better?
We have to go back in the day when they didn't have pasta machines, and so it was really hard to flatten the dough. So then the bamboo pole, if you kind of know how to use the energy of it, it's much easier for you to flatten the whole piece of dough. So in Hong Kong, I think the wontons are 70% shrimp and then 30% pork.
By the way, this establishment has been around since 1956.
So this started actually with his father and grandpa all the way from like 1946 in Guangdong. And actually they came over to Hong Kong in the 50s and they started actually on the street. Then they were once upon a time a Dai Pai Dong. And then in the 90s, they finally got their first shop. And this shop was from 2007.
Will we get to meet the owner or the chef later on?
Yes, Mr. Lau. And he's gonna take you into his secret factory where they make the noodles. Okay, that's way hard. Okay, come on, okay. Come on.
You can use right hand. Like this, yeah. 爛把手.
What do we have, Virginia?
The famous wonton noodles, and the even more famous dried shrimp roe
Is this
noodles.
more famous than this one?
This is usually their signature dish.
This is really very unique though. You don't see it anywhere else.
I've tried it before. It has like the shrimp roll, very strong in flavor.
Does it taste like hebi hiam, that kind of thing?
It's not spicy like
Okay.
Hebi but you get like the whole punch of the shrimp flavors.
And then make sure, like on the side, there's always the pickled radish. Back in the day, it was because they operated outside as a Dai Pai Dong and it was too hot. This was to cool down the customers and to, palate cleanser, whet their appetite so they could order another bowl of noodles.
Should we all just try one first? It's a hot day. That's sweet and sour.
Can we just take a moment and admire the
Yeah,
wonton?
admire how big.
Can you see how big the shrimp is?
Okay. Clean, clear soup, but like you still get a lot of that umami flavor.
So the noodles are always usually suspended on top so it doesn't get soggy until you want to eat it.
Is there a name for like this type of noodle?
Oh, they call it Yao Min.
Sounds like the basketball player, Yao Ming.
Yao Min.
Don't laugh.
Oh,
Your mouth is like all prawn.
I can barely taste the pork.
That's the way it should be.
Should we move on to shrimp roll noodle?
蝦子撈麵.
Jing lo mi. The first taste you can get, it reminds you of dried cuttlefish.
It's very like concentrated seafoody flavor.
It may be a bit too salty for some people.
Do you prefer this or this like the wanton mee?
I'm a soupy noodle girl, so always soupy noodles, yeah.
Is there a dry version for wanton mee in Hong Kong?
Yeah, we just call it lo mein.
Okay,
So then
this
it would
is like
just
the
like,
dry one.
yeah.
Do people in Hong Kong usually eat lo mi with chili?
They might do hot sauce, like this type of hot sauce. And then they also, usually when we eat seafood and wonton noodles, we like the red vinegar.
I'm gonna try the red vinegar. Looks like pink too.
It's sweeter.
Have you tried it with the chili?
Oh, not here.
The chili has some kick, I like it. Alright.
Oh god, very sour. But the vinegar is very flavorful though. You prefer the soup one, or does Aaron prefer?
This is unique, but I'm also going to
Still on the soup one. Oh man, we are all team soup, I guess. I'm team wonton.
Actually, it's still one of the last stores that still use that bamboo pole to make wonton noodles. So definitely a place that you should try, right?
So that's it for this place. We're gonna move off to the last and final spot for this episode. We are now at our final location. Sky is getting dark, it's evening time, and it's perfect for Da Pai Dang.
Basically means that they're licensed to cook out on the street, and then we also eat out on the street.
Why are Da Pai Dongs dying out?
So at the beginning, when they started giving out these licenses, it was for people who maybe had a lot of children or who were a little bit poor. It was a really good way to make money, but then it would crowd the street, it would make the streets dirty or really noisy, so the government was like, oh, we don't want that anymore. So you were only allowed to keep the license and pass it from husband to wife, wife to husband. Until like 2009, then the government was like, okay, we're gonna let you pass it on one generation down. So that's why we have about 20 of them now. So we're gonna be trying one of the places here. 嗱，師傅，我知道我哋今日啱啱咧打完麵啦，自己去用竹升。我想問下，可唔可以幫我哋炒啊？
Later.
哇，炒到我哋啲麵啊 ！That's epic. These are the noodles we made from 劉心記。
你好似用手令到咁樣攞油啊！
So it's just simple stir fry with bean sprouts and chives.
We got their famous ulu yolk.
Clams and black bean sauce. This is like the iconic dish that you get wherever you go out to these stir-fry places.
And then eggplant.
鱼香茄子. And the last one is the steamed rabbit fish.
I do like that it's not a lot of flour, but I do wish they could have coated it with more sauce though.
Very little sauce, but the flavor is pretty good.
Maybe today is like a one-off because last time I came here it was more orange.
I'm gonna do eggplant, I guess. Okay. This is actually pretty good. I really like the eggplant.
Also, things tend to be really salty or saltier at Dai Pai Dong, so then they get you to order beer.
I think it's designed to go with rice as well. Damn, this actually kind of works. Just soy sauce and like spring onions. That is good.
That's good.
Okay, the clam, lala time.
On to the clams. Oh, they're pretty huge clams.
This will go very well with rice.
Just addicted, I'm just eating this. We should move to other dishes as well.
All right, should we try the steamed fish?
No. It's just soy sauce, right?
It's actually quite salty, actually.
Honestly, probably the fish was the most underwhelming out of like everything here.
What's your favorite, Seth?
I think it's the tietzu.
How about you, Virginia? Same? Yeah, me too.
This took me by surprise. This is actually quite good.
And the second one?
Second one. To be fair, I was gonna pick this as well, but like this is not part of the menu here. So that is it for Chengji.
Singge.
Sengge. Before all the Da Pai Dangs start closing down, I think this is definitely worth the experience. Come and eat by the street is super local.
I think like local Hong Kongers prefer to be like in air condition, but once in a while they like this.
That's it for this episode. Let's wrap things up on our Hong Kong food journey. We have come to the end of our Hong Kong good food recommendation. Thanks to Virginia for showing us around.
Thanks for having me.
What is your favorite?
I'm biased, so send nudes all the way.
Let's send news.
劉心記.
Lao Sam Gei.
Yeah.
Me, it was a very, very tough fight between the first spot, the dim sum spot, and the roast goose, but I will say the roast goose because I love every part of the roast goose, the breast, the drumstick, even the brain tasted good.
I gotta agree with Aaron. Specifically, I like the goose liver.
I feel like you should come to Hong Kong and eat the food for the experience. A lot of these places are, 50, 60, and 70 years of history. So come and taste that history and nostalgia.
Do follow Virginia. She does a tour, so she can bring you around to whatever you want to eat in Hong Kong. And that's it for this episode of Food Finders. So we are going on our season break. So we'll see you next time. Do leave us a comment, like and subscribe to the channel. Let us know where else you would like us to cover. All right, see you guys. Bye.
See you next season. Bye.
Wait, this is like what, Hong Kong beer?
It's not Hong Kong beer. It's the beer that they think is the premium beer from Germany. It's actually from a Hong Kong company and it's bottled actually in South Korea. So they don't have Chinese on it because then they recognize it to be premium European beer.